All right, what's going on? It is like 7:15 and we're traveling to our next destination. So today I think we're testing out trucks or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is. Something with, you know, the big lorries, like the articulated lorries, something to do with that. I'll figure out when we get there what exactly we're testing. My manager should know, hopefully anyway, otherwise both of us are gonna be stuck. I mean, we just gotta sit here for like 10 minutes now. You know, this is this is not working. I scraped half it off and it's still doing this. All right, so it should take about 2 hours to get there. Gonna leave now. Hopefully all of this shit's like been defrosted, you can't see the other side. But we're gonna listen to Less's new album. I think it's Less Is More Part 2, maybe. And then we'll listen to something else along the way. I think that'll be about an hour. So I've got to find something for an hour's worth of listening. But with my plenty of playlists, I'm sure that shouldn't be too hard. So yeah, we're off, so let's go.
Look, every time you see me, I be holding, yeah. Me and something pretty, I be rolling, man. Running at the stove and I just don't miss. I just keep it going as the spokes twist. Every time you see me, I be holding, yeah. Me and something pretty, I be rolling, man. Running at the stove and I just don't miss. I just keep it going as the spokes twist. Look, ain't no way to.
So we just made it to the actual place, the truck installation company, wherever it is. I can see the sign over there, but my manager's not here yet. I don't know where he is or how long he's gonna be. I phoned him and he said, yeah, I'm just 5 minutes away. That was 10 minutes ago. So is he lost? Have I found it first? I don't know. I hope not, because I don't have to go in first and then wait for him, because that's just always awkward, because I never know what to say to the people. But we're here now, and I guess better early than late, I guess. So we'll see. All right, so that's day one done. We're back here tomorrow at like 8:30, man. I really thought he was gonna say, yeah, let's go at 10 again, but yeah, 8:30 start. But it's all right, the company was good, the people were good. And you know, I got to go into the trucks. Oh, I left my keys. I got to go into the trucks, and they're like the new 2022 trucks as well. You don't understand the amount of technology that goes into some of these trucks, but yeah. Gonna go to my uncle's now, chill, and then start again tomorrow.
Dollar sign migraine, and just trying to put some dope off in the game. Old beam on them gold wheels, looking like Ace. Seen your eyes when I ride by, looking like hate. The way them hoes be talking about me, you swear to God I was rich. Took the 10 off that motherfucker. Hope you know this your bitch. Living life on that next shit.
Right? Ooh, check it out.
Stuff it's been quite helpful for, because it just means I can hop in and show people.
As a little demo.
Yeah. And stuff like this, just not having to come and grab somebody to have to move a vehicle around for me is helpful. Like it's.
All right, finished day two. Of course, it's raining. I'm at this like retail park that's like literally 5-minute drive from where it was. So we'll chill here for a bit, see what there is. And I need to get something to fucking eat. I had one sandwich and a bag of crisps. And that's all. I'm a big lad. I need calories, cuz. Just to say it, I don't know why I was driving the shit out of it. But yeah, maybe pick up something, if not, pick up some food and then dip. Alright. Boy, what kind of flannels don't have a V-suit or Bapesters? I say to the guy, so I check for the Bapesters first here, and there isn't any. So I go to the guy, yo, you got any Bapesters? And he goes, yeah, I think so. I'll go check in the back for you. I just walked out, I don't care. Like, I check myself, you either know or you don't know. Get your little phone out, check the little stock thing, and tell me that way. What do you mean? Like, Don't you think I looked already? Dumbass. Look at the selection they got, right? They got like a grey on grey and then like a dark grey on grey. And I don't know which one of the two I want to pick up yet. So I got back yesterday quite late, got some chicken wings and just went to sleep basically. But yeah, so yesterday went really well. Well, both days to be honest. It's a 2-day like project thing, so that was pretty good. And it actually was 2 days. So like the last video, you know, there was such a bad team that we were like, no, we're not gonna come the next day. These guys were cool. Everything was up and running. So they make trucks, right? So we worked with DAF today and we looked at their plans, their trucks, all that kind of shit. It was pretty interesting. So day one, we get that at like, I think 10ish, maybe 10:30, something like that. Do all our introductions, tell them what we're gonna be looking at, what we're gonna be testing, and they're telling us what we can and can't see, because some of it's like still, it's quite confidential because it's not ready for like market use and stuff like that. We're allowed to see some things that are confidential, but other things, it's like until it's ready to roll out or until it's ready to get approved by like the government, then they can like start showing people, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we did all that kind of stuff and we went to see these trucks right here. So this gold one here, this is the one that we were looking at for the 2 days actually. So we did all the test plans, the control, the engine testing, towing weight, mass and dimension, all that kind of stuff on this car right here. Well, this truck. And when you drive past these right here, you think, yeah, it's just a truck. If you ever sit in one of these cabins, it's unbelievable. Like plush leather interior, air suspension on the seat itself. So you sit into it and you kind of like sink into the seat. You can adjust like the lumbar support. You can adjust how high you want the seat and the little footwell bit to be. Everything is, you know, you're driving what, like 4 hours at a time, because I think legally you're not allowed to drive any more than that or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but you're driving for such a long time. You want it to be quite comfortable, and because it's so comfortable, that's where the law comes in, where you have to take a few breaks because people get tired. Bro, there's a bed in the back of it. I don't think I got a picture of the bed itself. I didn't turn the camera around, but I know I got a picture of like to the top roof cabin like this, and I'll put a few pictures on. There's 2 cabins on the left and right hand side of it. In the middle, there's a microwave. So you pop open the middle section, and there's a whole microwave in there. It's insane. But yeah, obviously these guys, they do like long distance driving. So it might be a few days at a time where they're not home, like they're on the road. So you're gonna need like a bed to sleep in or to like at least chill in. Yeah, so they got all that. And like the dashboard as well, all digital. My car ain't even got that. It's got like a lane departure warning, sat nav, Bluetooth. The whole thing is digital dash. So you got the speedometer, right? And it would tell you your driver rating score. So if you're driving pretty poorly, like, you know, going in between lanes or speeding up a bit too fast and then slowing down quite harshly, it would tell you your driver score is slowing down, like going down. So you need a rest, like you need a break. How do they know this? So yeah, obviously I had a bit of fun just like chilling in the cabin and stuff like that, because the technology that goes into some of these trucks, insane. And the guy that I was working with, this guy was sick. He was like answering all my questions. I was asking silly questions, but he was answering it all. Really nice guy. And obviously this guy, he could tell that I'm like just young and asking silly questions, and I want to like get in the cabin, see all that kind of stuff. And they're like, yeah mate, yeah, if you want to sit in there, that's cool, press all the buttons, you know, opening everything up. I was like, all right, cool, well, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, so we did all that, and then we had to like do the testing for the engine. I think it's like engine capacity, engine weight, and power or something like that. So yeah, so you see here, we open up the main compartment from the front, and it shows like most of the engine stuff. It shows you, I think, like the intake, I think some of the reservoirs and something else. I can't remember off the top of my head and I can't see the picture here. So yeah, after we looked at the gold one in particular as well, we went to another truck, and so some of the trucks you open up like this, and then the other trucks you got to push the head or the cabin forward. And the cabins that you got to push forward, they're a little bit older. Well, I don't know if they're older in general or just the ones that they had on the yard were just a bit older. But the ones on the yard that were older, obviously push them forward, check out all the engine and stuff from there. So we got to see like the exhaust coming out and all that kind of stuff, because the exhaust obviously runs out from the cabin into the chassis and then out like this, or it goes straight. But you know, that's just because you got to remember as well, the actual lorry itself is the whole thing, right? But the cabin is like the bit that you sit in, the little bed area, and then the first 2 wheels at the back. So it's like this. So after we finished like most of the physical work, like, you know, actually going there, observing stuff, pulling things apart, testing all that kind of stuff, we got to go upstairs and go do all the whole like legislation type of work. And that's the stuff that I haven't learned yet. So for me, bro, it was boring as hell. My manager, he was like, yeah, these are the stuff that we need to go through. And I'm like, what? So the way the tables were set up, right, like, so it's like a big U shape, and at the front is like projector, so he's showing some stuff to the clients, and the clients are like, you know, plugging their HDMI and showing stuff to us, shit like that. So I've got my laptop next to him. I don't really know what's going on, like I'm learning it as well as like I'm doing it, yeah. So this guy's like, oh Sam, just get up like, you know, regulation 43. So I'm like, all right. So let's get it up, right, yeah. Show him the laptop, and it's like, just read it out to me. The regulation is 170 pages. What do you mean, read it out to me? I'm not gonna read 170 pages of legislative work. So I go to him like, yo, you know, which bit of it do you want me to read? And he goes, just start going through it and I'll tell you when to stop. I'm like, am I back at school? This ain't like popcorn reading. I'm not gonna just like read from the start. Half this shit seems like it's in Latin as well. Like, so I'm going through some of the legislations and I'm reading out the context, like the contents to him, because I don't want to read from the start. So I start reading through the little subheadings. Like I see him like looking like this at me, like little side eye. Which one am I gonna stop at so I can start reading, if that makes sense? And I get to like the second to last subheading on like page 120 something. Yeah, it's like yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. So did he want me to read like the first 110-ish pages before that for him to say yeah, stop there, now go to the next one and start reading it out? Like, come on. But it was whatever, like, you know, I read it out to him. Right now I'm on like this placement, so every like month I'm switching between teams. So last week I was with this one guy and he was saying, yeah, so next week you're with, let's just call him David. So, oh, next week you're with David and, you know, you're gonna be testing out trucks, chassis, engines and something else. I'm like, yeah, cool, sounds really good. Happy to go. And so I tell my line manager, just to, you know, I catch up every week. I'm like, yeah, so I'm with David next week and we're testing out DAF trucks. And it's like, oh, David. So I'm like, bruh, what do you mean, David? Like, is that bad? And we're not cool enough at this point, or I can be like, yo, is he shit or what? So I've got to be like, is there anything I should be aware of before joining this team or something like that? And it's like, let's just say he's thorough. I'm like, God, I know half of the people in this department are thorough and no one ever says anything. So for him to get called out and be called thorough, I know like this guy's gonna be checking every little full stop and comma, yeah? Boy was checking everything, and I mean everything. He got me down measuring with a tape measure, right? And he was like, so draw the chalk. So from one end of the cabin, draw the chalk on the floor. Other end of the cabin, draw the chalk on the floor. Measure the distance, yeah? I'm like, cool. Measure it, I'm like 270. And he's like, is that accurate? Well, I say, well, shit, probably. And he's an older man, so he ain't gonna get down and go check it himself, right? So he's trusting my judgment at this point. And I kind of clocked that, oh shit, like if I get this wrong, the test report's gonna be wrong and then the manufacturer might get in trouble. So I'm like, oh, I actually gotta like check this shit properly. So I get down and I read the little lines on the tape measure and I'm like, yeah, it's 270 whatever I said earlier. Bro, he goes to me, how can you be sure this is accurate? Well, I'm like, you put the pin down, I measured it, you watched me measure it, and I'm looking at the tape measure like this. Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 270 or whatever. And it's like, how do you know the tape measure's straight? Well, I'm like, there's two dots here. If I connect the two dots, I'm pretty sure, regardless of which way it's gonna be straight, right? And it's like, how do you know it's straight in relation to the truck? Well, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I understand, because obviously if one end's by the wheel and the other end's like 50 yards out, the measurement ain't gonna be straight. I get that, right? But I'm like, how do you want me to check that? Because I'm checking from the exterior cabin front to the exterior cabin rear. And their dimensions say it's a box, so that's gonna be a square. So I'm gonna assume that their box is straight, right? But this guy got this like laser ruler thing, right? Gets the first corner, puts it down, and there's a little laser light that shines across to the other end of the cabin. Had to put the chalk on that, and he goes, so measure from the middle of the chalk, because the chalk is about, you know, 1/2 inch wide. Yeah, so like, you know, the chalk is like this wide, and if you measure it from here versus here, it's going to be slightly different. So I'm like, get a sharper chalk then, like, you know, cut it off so it becomes like a point at least. And it's like, no, you shouldn't tamper with the equipment. I'm like, brother, it's your chalk, you bought it. Like, what do you mean tamper with the equipment? Like, can I not use that? You know, so if that's the chalk, right, that's the flat end. If you mark it like this, it's going to be this big. If you mark it from this end here, it's going to be a line. So I start like, you know, chalking getting a line. And it's like, you're going to wear out the chalk faster that way. It's chalk, it's going to wear out regardless, right? But yeah, so that was him on like during the actual equipment testing and all that kind of stuff. We get back to the document, so he's got to like update the document. What's the weight? Write it in. What's the cabin size? Write it in. Does it comply with this? And you have to write yes and how or no and why and stuff like that. Some of the headings, so you know you got a Word document, right? So you got an A4 piece of paper, and if you put a table in, it kind of centers the table into a Word document, right? This guy was making sure that every line in the document was the same length. And it's a template that we use. So someone made it in like, I think 2015, and you update the template every year if anything changes, or you just use that same document, right? This guy was checking that the headings, so the top of the document was in line with the lines on the table that he was going to update for every single page, for every single document. There's 7 documents with 10 pages ish each. Brother was every single page, right? Line spacing, everything. Checking that there's like 0.5 millimeters in between every line that he's writing. This guy was highlighting it, clicking the top, copy, finding where he wants to put it, clicking that, find the word, paste, put it in like this. And then the formatting's off. So he puts the box back into place. I'm like, brother, come on. Yeah, we didn't get out of that place until like 6 o'clock in the end. It was crazy. It was like still light outside, which is fine. But yeah, man just made it so long for no reason. So we finished all that. My manager goes to me. So tomorrow it's more the legislative side. We're going to finish all the test reports. And, you know, if anything else happens in between, then we can work on it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So it's a, you know, bit of a boring a day compared to today. Anyway, so we get there the next day, and he says, let's get there for 8:30, man. I'm like, bruv, 8:30, like, I don't mind it, it's fine. But yesterday, like, you know, we got there at 10:30, the sun was out, it was chilling, we were going to the yard, we were seeing all the trucks and all that kind of stuff. He goes, yeah, 8:30, it's cold outside, it's dark, like, not dark, it's like rainy, like the vibe just ain't there. And I know it's gonna be a long day of like test report writing, so I'm like, God. So we get back upstairs to the same room again, we start the test reports. So like 11 o'clock rolls around at this point, and like we're still maybe just finishing the first document, maybe the second, I don't know, but like not that much progress has been done at this point. But the manager, like their manager comes in, and this guy's a really nice guy. He's the one who's answering all the questions from the day before. And it's like, Sam, I've got to move the truck. Do you want to come and see? Well, I was like, of course. A, I don't want to sit here just, you know, watching him do a test report. And B, of course, I want to go see a truck. Why not? So we go out to the yard, and there's like maybe 150 trucks in this yard. It's insane. Like some old ones, some new ones, some crashed ones. So we're in the yard at this point. I need to move the truck from like one point to another or whatever like that. But he goes, you know what I'll do? I'll go around like the block, like outside kind of thing. I'll show you how it works. And so the mirrors itself aren't mirrors, they're cameras, and there's like a really wide range of view and stuff like that. So it's like, if you want me to, you know, I'll drive it around so you can see how the camera system works, because it's like augmented reality. So when you turn slightly, there's little buttons on the mirror or on the camera that turn with it to show you like the dimensions behind you. Meant to be really good for like the truck safety, which is obviously helpful, but we didn't have a truck, like a trailer attached to it, we just had the truck itself. So we get into the truck, right, and he's like, if you want to, you can like pull it out of the yard, and obviously I'll drive it out. And I was like, me? For real? Bruh. I'm like, boy, I'm a race car driver. I will speed the shit out of this thing. And he goes, don't, obviously. I haven't got any pictures or videos, right, of me driving it. I might have like an Instagram story. I'm in a trucker. Look at this. In a trucker. They ain't even mirrors, they're like screens. Check me out, bro. I didn't want to ask him to film me or take a picture, that'd be a bit weird, don't you think? But drove it around just like out of the yard, like to the right and then toward the exit kind of thing. They're surprisingly like easy, not, okay, that's a lie, it wasn't easy to ride, but the steering is light, like really light, really easy to control. You can see so much of the road ahead of you because these are like really tall glasses. So you're meant to be able to see a lot more than old trucks because health and safety, if any bikes go past, there's a camera to see any bikes. But yeah, it was insane, it was crazy. I can't believe he actually let me do it. And the handbrake is like a little, I might have a picture, it's like a little lever, not like an actual handbrake like this or like a button. It's a mini like joystick that you just do this and he goes, kss. I'm like, yo. But yeah, after that, so he takes me out, just goes around town a little bit, around the roundabout. We head back in again. So yeah, so we finished that and we go back upstairs to finish the rest of the test reports. This guy, David, had only done I think 4 at that point. I think 4. But at this point, it's like late, maybe 5-ish, maybe half 4. And I'm like, you know, fading out of it, fading in and out of consciousness. And there's only so much I can look at the computer on, like on the work computer. I can't be scrolling Twitter on the work laptop, you know what I mean? Like right next to my manager. I don't know what the hell is gonna come up. A, the group chat is terrible, and B, like the For You page is down bad. But I can't be scrolling through that on work time. But yeah, it finally gets to like, I think 5:45 at this point, and we're like, yeah, we'll wrap it up there, finish everything up. He goes, there's a few things I've got to work on tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow? I'm not gonna be here. I ain't coming back tomorrow just to sit through more legislative work. But it's like yeah, but I'll finish that when I get home tomorrow. I'm like, thank the Lord, man. Like, cool, he's gonna do that at home, ain't gonna bring me along. But yeah, that was Daft Trucks. Nice truck company, I can't lie. Never gonna look at trucks and cabins the same. Like, I've got a newfound appreciation for the way truck drivers drive their trucks and, like, you know, the technology behind them. But yeah, anyway, next week I don't know what I'm doing in terms of site visits and stuff like that. I haven't talked to my line manager about the plan, and this guy David hasn't really got back to me today, I don't think, at all. Oh, it's raining outside, shit. But yeah, I can't remember the last thing I said. Pretty much, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do next week and then take it from there. It might just be like a report week. I might actually get the test results back from the other week when we did the impact testing. So if we get that information back, that would be pretty fun to see. Just want to see how much money they lost and then how much they were willing to pay us on the day. And if it worked out for them, I don't know. No idea. But anyway, yeah, great day out, to be honest. Great project. Really cool company. Nice people. What more can you ask for in a test project, you know? Well, apart from that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day / week / weekend, whatever day you're watching it on. And yeah. All right, post-production Polarity here. The recording ended up failing in the last like 10 seconds, so we cut out the ending. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, leave some comments, leave some feedback, all of that good stuff. But yeah, other than that, we out.